Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manchester. My name's Tom Bloxham and I'm very proud to be Chancellor of this university and to welcome you here. I hope you're enjoying our Manchester weather. It's always like this in Manchester, a pure myth about the rain. The job as Chancellor is not my day job. Like many of you, I'm a businessman and run a company called Urban Splash. The job as Chancellor is a lovely job and it's entirely ceremonial, as the Vice-Chancellor occasionally reminds me. It's a job that I took over some years ago, and I took over from Terry Leahy, who was from Tesco's, who was a Chancellor of UMIST, and Anna Ford from the BBC, who was the Chancellor of the Victoria University of Manchester. And after the merger, they replaced those with an election, and I got elected. And Anna Ford was very, very generous when I got elected, and she phoned me up and just to congratulate me and said, if there's anything you ever want, Tom, feel free to call me and ask me. And I said, well, there is one thing, Anna, actually, you could really help me with. I said, what exactly should a Chancellor do? And she said, well, that's a very good question. She said she wasn't quite sure, but the best explanation she heard was from Bill Bryson, who was Chancellor of Durham University. And he apparently said the Chancellors were a bit like B-days. Everyone wanted one, but no one knew quite what to do with it when they had one. But one of the pleasures I do get, and one of the honours I have, is to pick which of the ceremonies I can preside over, and I particularly wanted to be here today with so many MBAs here. And it's my real pleasure to welcome you to rather warm Whitworth Hall. It's an amazing building, an amazing hall, named after Sir Joseph Whitworth, who was one of the country's great inventors, an inventor and a philanthropist, a very generous individual who gave the money to set up a number of buildings, including this one. And of course, the Whitworth Screw is still named after him. It was designed by Paul Waterhouse. Paul Waterhouse was the son and partner of Alfred Waterhouse, who were both architects. Alfred Waterhouse also designed Manchester Town Hall and the Natural History Museum. And his uncle was Edwin Waterhouse, whose name lives on in PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, the accountancy firm. So there are plenty of very bright people you follow after, and hopefully this hall is a good and lucky hall to receive your degree. In particular, I would like to welcome all our graduates who are here today, whose magnificent achievements and hard work we're here to celebrate. We're also delighted to see so many friends and family here, and we thank you for your support and encouragement. And many of the graduates here have only been able to come here through the support and generosity of their friends and family. And in fact, perhaps I could just ask all the graduates to stand up, and if you've got family or friends here, to turn around and just to clap our friends and family for supporting us through it. You just want to stand up and face the people who are here. Thank you very much. Thank you. For those of you who are here today graduating, you decided to study University of Manchester in the same way I did, actually, but I did it some 30 years ago. And that was a major investment in your future, an investment that I hope has begun to pay dividends as soon as you arrived. During the course of your studies, you'll have gained the skills and the knowledge to help you find success in future years. And although you might be delighted to see the end of the assignments for now, the planning, the research, the hard work and the writing skills you've deployed and nurtured to date, these skills you've learned will be great value to you in the world of work, or indeed during any further study. Also, the way you've balanced commitment to academic life with the other interests and the many competing distractions that this great city of ours has will help you find a life-work balance as your career and future unfolds. And I think when I was here, my life-work balance wasn't quite right, spending a bit too much of the time with the distractions and not enough time at the university studying. And of course, I hope, like me, you've met many friends, and certainly now, 30 years later, I've still got many good friends who I met here at university, and I urge you to keep in touch with those people you've met. But put simply, your achievement in completing your degree is truly significant, not only for what it says about your own commitment and accomplishments, but for its value and strong platform it gives you to build on your career and achieve your goals. Manchester is already one of the finest universities in Europe, but we're determined to keep growing that and keep improving it. And our ambitious plan is to lift Manchester into the first rank of virtuosity into higher learning. But it isn't just the bricks and the mortar, the wires and the technology and the equipment and the piece of paper that make this university so great. It's our student and our staff. And while you've been here, you've also enriched and helped to mould the University of Manchester for the tremendous benefit of those who will follow in your footsteps. Armed with your academic success, your skills, your breadth of experience, There is every reason to be positive about your future. Your job prospects are enviable because employers all around the world will recognise the value of the piece of paper you'll soon be holding in your hand. The degree you're earning today is very important, but it might not be the most important thing you take away from the university. I hope and I think, in all probability, you've learnt all sorts of other skills, and sometimes the other skills you learned are more important than simply the academic ones. When I came here 30 years ago, I studied politics and modern history, but my career has seen me sell posters and records in market stalls, to run bars and nightclubs, to run a radio station, and to build a property business called Urban Splash, as well as being involved with the Tate and the Manchester International Festival. And in some ways, studying politics wasn't much relevance. I'm fond of saying the only thing I really learned studying politics was whoever you vote for, the government always appears to get in. But what I did learn is a lot of other skills, a lot of other life skills. I got a media degree, a 2-2, a sportsman's degree, or perhaps a businessman's degree in my case. But I learned a lot. I learned how to get on with people, and being thrown together with 7 or 8 different people was a great experience for me. I learned to analyse information, to question convention, to challenge conformity, to try and think imaginatively, to argue passionately when I believed something. And my advice to you is to take those skills out into the world, to be confident. I always say there are 2 types of people in this world, those who think they can and those who think they can't. And both sets of people are absolutely right. And the ones who go on and do things are the people who think they can. To have a vision, to think about where your destiny is, to start with the end in mind, because if you don't know what your destination is, you're unlikely to ever get there. Perhaps most importantly of all, to find out what you enjoy in life, and you'll spend a whole load of your time in your career, and make sure there's something you find passionate about, something you can get encouraged about, something you find excited about, so you enjoy your world of work or study. To make mistakes. I always say that, and people think I'm stupid telling people to make mistakes. But actually, any fool can go through the whole of their life without ever making a mistake. It's quite simple. You simply never make a decision. You never make a mistake. And the people that I found have been successful are the ones who make lots of decisions and some mistakes. And then be lucky and take chances. And in a way, although the environment is very hard now and it's the middle of a recession, hopefully we're coming out of it, it was a similar sort of state of affairs when I left the university, and it also gives big opportunity to people to go out and start a career or start a business. So, obtaining your degree is a hugely important milestone, and you should relish your success. But I hope this is the beginning of the journey with the Association of Manchester, not the end. The return on your investment continues way beyond today's celebrations. Our career service continues to help you and support for 3 years, and our libraries are open for you to use as well. The Alumni Association, I would urge you to keep in contact with. They can link you with a worldwide community of 250,000 of Manchester graduates living and working across the globe in all sorts of sectors. So, we very sincerely hope that this won't be our last contact, and our doors at Manchester University remain open to you all the time. And the final thing I really want to say to everybody is to remember that actually the education is not a privilege. Well, it is a privilege, but it's also a responsibility. And I urge you all to use your God-given talents you've been given and the skills you learned here to try and make the world a slightly better place. I love the oath sworn by the citizens of ancient Athens, and before you became a citizen of ancient Athens, you have to swear this oath. And the oath was, we will leave the city not less, but greater and better than we found it. And hopefully, you'll all be able to go out and use the degree you're about to get and leave this world a little bit better than you found it. Thank you very much for listening to me. I'd now like to hand over to Michael Lunger to say a bit more about your school. Thank you.
Chancellor Bloxham, thank you for all you do for the university and especially Manchester Business School. And I apologize to you as the officiating officer in the audience for coming uncapped. But I accidentally, conveniently left my wool cap behind. I can tell you that in this resplendent American-style gown, it is very warm up here, so anything helps. But I can't doff my cap. But Chancellor Bloxham, colleagues, the Margie family, honored guests, but most importantly, graduands. I stand here to add my welcome and congratulations to you today for what you've achieved on behalf of Manchester Business School. You've arrived at this point through your hard work and your commitment to your studies, but also you've had help, as the Chancellor pointed out, your friends and family. But I'd also like to mention the good work of the academic and professional staff of the University and the Business School, who provided the instruction, the mentoring and supervision, and the structure that was so critical for your success. So can I ask my colleagues, please, to rise? Just to be acknowledged, PSS and academic colleagues to rise for us to thank them. Thank you all for everything you do. Thank you. Great. By my account, this is the 17th graduation ceremony I've helped conduct for the University of Manchester. 13 sets here in Whitworth Hall, and each set is normally 3, so that's over 50. 1 in London, 2 in Jamaica, and 1 in Singapore, and I may have forgotten a few. MBS is a very global business school with graduation ceremonies, students, and alumni all over the world. Since I'll be completing my term as director of MBS in September, this will be the last at which I stand before you, and I stand here with some emotion. Graduations are the highlight of the academic year for us. Universities are all about students, and it gives us great pride and satisfaction to see students who have come a year, 2, 3, 4 years ago with a blank slate come up, walk up these stairs, shake our hand, and receive their diploma. I'm also struck with how quickly these 7 years have passed. I've truly enjoyed my tenure as director, helping to guide MBS past the university merger through very turbulent economic times to a place that is a lot stronger than it was in 2006. In these past 7 years, as you know, the world has changed dramatically. When I was hired in 2006, gross national income per capita was around $35,000 US in the UK. It hasn't changed. In fact, it's gone down in real terms. The economy in 2006 was growing at a pace of 3%. Since then, it's either been negative or flat. The number of unemployed in the UK when I started was around 1.6 million, or 5.1% of the labor force. Today, there are 1 million more out of work and 2.6 percentage points more in the unemployment rate. And in 2006, the debt-to-GDP ratio stood at 43% compared to the 2012 figure of 90%. In the past 7 years, thousands of businesses have gone belly up. The infamous Northern Rock in the banking sector and high-profile retailers like Woolworths, Comets, Blacks, JJB, Clinton Cards, and Peacocks. In response to this protracted recession, amongst the longest in history, the UK and other governments have implemented or are considering fairly dramatic changes in policy. The bailout of UK banks led to the public ownership of 82% of RBS and 39% of Lloyds. Those banks remaining were more closely scrutinized and regulated, and even bankers' salaries are now being scrutinized by the European Commission. Dramatic changes in our economic fortunes had no little effect on higher education and consequently for students. Direct funding for UK universities has been cut. Between 2011-12 and 2014-15, teaching and research support will have fallen from £6.6 billion to £3.7 billion, and allocations for capital improvements have been more than halved. Public funding now accounts for an historic low of 15% of university budgets. The flip side is that a higher percentage of costs are now being borne by you, by the students, up from 6% in the 1970s to 47% today. This cost burden, of course, is cumulative because students who qualify for loans have to start paying them back at the completion of their studies. At £9,000 in fees per year for undergraduates and more for postgraduates, and more for living costs, these debts can be quite substantial. A similar calculus applies whether you're an undergraduate or whether you've mortgaged yourself to earn an MSc, an MBA, or a PhD, and certainly for overseas students who study with us. So all this begs the question that the Chancellor raised. Is your degree worth it? Now, of course, as an educator and as head of MBS, I have to say yes, but the facts speak for themselves. In fact, one can argue that your degree is more worth it today than at any time in history. Let me start with the financial returns. The easiest case is for MBA students. Whilst we charge close to £40,000 for the 18-month program, our graduates last year realized a 111% increase in their pay between the time they started and 3 years after they graduated. According to an analysis a few years ago, which I'm sure you're familiar with, by Business Week and Bloomberg, MBS ranked 3rd in the world in terms of return on investment for MBA students, taking 2.7 years for the average graduate to recoup the cost of his or her investment in education. Compare that 2.7 years to some other business schools: Wharton, 9.1 years, Harvard Business School, 10.6 years, and the University of Chicago Booth School, 14.3 years. Those MBA students who studied with were clearly smart enough to come here rather than to the second-rate business schools I just mentioned. Data on the return on investment for undergrad business programs are a bit more sketchy. However, a recent OECD study estimated that overall in the UK, undergraduates will have earned in their lifetime almost £120,000 more than they will have paid for their education. And I think for Manchester students, it will be more than that. Businessweek Bloomberg calculated the ROI in 2012 for American universities and found that for public institutions, much like Manchester, on average, graduates got back $6 for every dollar they spent in tuition fees. And again, I think the ROI for our Manchester students will be higher than that, in part because even at £27,000 for an undergraduate education here, it's less than most American universities charge. The protracted recession certainly has eroded the ROI for students, but according to a recent Warwick University study, and I quote, "A degree continues to deliver a significant earnings advantage." So, if our graduates get employed, they will receive a positive return on their investment, which begs the question, does the receipt of your degree help your employment prospects? Again, the evidence says yes. For last year's MBA class, within 3 months of graduation, 90% had accepted appropriate employment. That was among the highest placement records in the sector. The Higher Education Funding Council of England collects data on the employability of university undergraduate graduates. And those numbers show that 40 universities in England, including Manchester, saw more than 70% of their graduates in appropriate jobs or further education within months of their graduation. The other 30% weren't necessarily unemployed, but were doing casual work or going on their gap year. Now, we don't have statistics on the unemployment rate for university graduates, but I can assure you that it's a lot lower than for the general population of less than 25-year-olds that stands at around 20%. For MBS students specifically, at the undergraduate level, last year 80% of BSc accounting and BSc management graduates were employed within 6 months in professional or managerial jobs, another 5% continuing their education. 90% of BSc Information Technology students and BSc International Management students were employed within 6 months. These are very strong outcomes in a recession. Some personal benefits of a university education are more difficult to quantify or redound to the benefit of society at large. In economics jargon, you will have built your human capital that you'll take to the marketplace to help the performance of the companies you work for and the communities in which you live. This has enormous social value. In a 2011 report, the New Economics Foundation found that just 3 additional outcomes of university education, greater political interest, higher interpersonal trust, and better health, contribute a benefit of £1.31 billion to the UK society in addition to the economic benefits. We can add the effects university have for you personally, and the Chancellor mentioned some of these in his case, but they endure. Enhancing your independence, teaching students critical thinking and rewarding your curiosity, familiarizing students with different cultures and practices internationally, contributing to your self-confidence by establishing very high standards and goals that you work hard to achieve. These attributes are all part of leadership development, and no time more than now do we need good leaders. So, my message to you is this. We live in unstable and fragile times. We've experienced unprecedented changes in our economic fortunes in the past 7 years, and this instability and change will continue. Neither I nor anyone really can say what the world tomorrow will look like. However, there are 3 things I can say with certainty. First, whatever it looks like, the world 7 years hence will be as different from today as today is from 2006. Second, because of this instability and uncertainty, it is more important than ever to have a well-educated population from universities such as the University of Manchester. In an increasingly competitive and volatile job market, these graduates will continue to have more opportunity, will continue to earn more, and will continue to contribute more to economic and social prosperity wherever they live. And third, even with the recession, indeed even more so because of it, you've made an investment in your future that will pay off for the rest of your lives. Now, your successes will not come automatically. You'll have to continue to work hard and work smart. If your education has taught you anything, it's how to continue to learn and how to adapt quickly to new challenges. With what we have given you and what you have in yourselves, you will thrive, no doubt, bringing rewards to yourselves and great pride to your alma mater. As you move ahead, I ask that you keep in touch with the university and school's active alumni. You join an elite group of more than 250,000 University of Manchester graduates and over 40,000 MBS alumni scattered all over the world. This is a great resource for you, but also constitutes one of our greatest strengths. Speaking of alumni, there is one whom we want to commend today in particular. one whose entrepreneurialism, business flair, hard work, and vision have reaped enormous success. The recipient of the University of Manchester Outstanding Alumnus Award for 2013, Adam Umarji. Adam was born in the Seychelles, but was forced to leave after a coup in 1977 when he and his brother, Imtiaz, came to the UK as political refugees. Then as now, refugees were not allowed to earn income in the UK, so in order to make a living, Adam started sending spare car parts to the Seychelles. Thus began Adam and Imtiaz's business, General Traffic. The first store was opened in 1983 in Farnworth near Bolton. It's a happy coincidence that was 30 years ago, so on the 30th anniversary of the opening of General Traffic, we're giving Adam the Outstanding Alumnus Award. Adam has spoken to some of you students about the early days of General Traffic and the difficulties he faced as a budding entrepreneur. After overcoming these early obstacles, General Traffic grew steadily. A second store was opened in 1993 in Bolton. By 1999, General Traffic had four stores in Lancashire. At that time, Adam was encouraged by his wife Yasmin, who's here, to take an MBA as she believed the formal business education would help the business and also develop Adam personally. Adam embarked on a part-time MBA in entrepreneurship in 1999, graduating in 2004. Sure enough, General Traffic grew significantly, and Adam generously has attributed some of that growth to the lessons he learned at MBS. To those of you graduating today, Adam is a wonderful example how far talent, natural intelligence, commitment, and a grounding given by the Manchester MBA can take you far. Armed with the knowledge provided by the MBA, Adam was able to steer General Traffic onto greater things. The company now has, I think, more than 18 stores in Lancashire, Cheshire, Staffordshire, going to Merseyside, a workforce probably now over 300, and one of the largest providers of automotive parts in the northwest of England. The company prides itself on its commitment to get auto parts delivered within 1 hour of having them ordered. Adam has always been a firm believer in the power of education for himself, his family, and the wider community. He's a trustee of the ESSA Foundation and has given significantly to establish the ESSA Academy, formerly the Hayward School. And it must give you great pride to know that the ESSA Academy is now rated one of the Bolton area's best secondary schools. In early 2014, work will begin on a new building, as you all know, for Manchester Business School, and Adam and his family have generously given support for this, for which we're very grateful. The school has been delighted to name a lecture theater in MBS East, the General Traffic Lecture Theater, in recognition of that. Adam has also made time to give back to the local community in many ways. He's been a director of the Islamic Culture Center, the Central Mosque of Bolton. He's been a director of the Ethnic Minority Business Forum, a public body that advises government on policy to help ethnic minority communities at work and in running their own businesses. General Traffic is also committed to playing its role in the local community, and recent activities have included donating a van to Bury Hospice for its charity shop and sponsoring an indoor cricket competition. Adam is an excellent example of the caliber of alumni Manchester produces, not only for his business success, but also for the commitment he shows to his community and to the university. Graduates, as you go forward, this is an exciting crossroads in your lives. You've achieved a lot in obtaining your degree, and you'll no doubt go on to achieve greater things. This university takes social responsibility seriously, and I hope in turn you'll do well, but you'll also do good and give something back to the communities in which you live. Adam's achievements are truly inspirational, and we're proud to call him an alumnus of Manchester Business School. Chancellor, I commend to you for the award of Outstanding Alumnus 2013, Adam Umarji, and call on you to present the award.
Congratulations, Adam. I'm so hot here. You've seen it's a wonderful medal. Congratulations.
Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, it is a privilege and honor to be amongst this afternoon's graduation ceremony. Dean Michael Luger, thank you for your kind introductory words. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all those who nominated me and to the committee for selecting me for this highly prestigious award. I feel extremely honored and humbled by this recognition, especially as when one looks back at the list of past outstanding recipients. Personally, I find it difficult to measure up to their accomplishments, not only by what they achieved at the University of Manchester and Manchester Business School, but also by what they have gone on to achieve in their professional lives. I feel proud to be associated with this world-class institution. My warmest congratulations goes to all of the students who are graduating this afternoon. You should all be proud of yourselves, and I wish you every success in the coming future. I am most fortunate to be standing here before you this afternoon and would like to take this opportunity to share with you my journey. As a young man growing up in the Seychelles in the late 1970s, I was a staunch campaigner for democracy and liberty. As a result of my beliefs, I was imprisoned in 1979 by the government, together with many of my colleagues and friends. I was later released on condition that I leave the Seychelles. It was at this point that I decided to come to the UK, where I was granted refugee status, for which I am eternally grateful. I have always felt considerable empathy for those refugees and asylum seekers who have fled the oppression of their governments. It is my view that the UK is indeed a much richer and diverse society as a result of such migration. Moreover, the influx of people from different parts of the world is good for UK PLC, especially in the global markets in which we operate. I was in my early 20s when I first entered the UK and had very little money and little prospect of finding work. However, I had a belief that I needed to stand on my own 2 feet and not to rely on the state. I have always been naturally entrepreneurial, and even at school, I would seek opportunities to buy and sell sweets to other children, of course, seeking to make a profit. My instinct for business placed me in a good position when I first arrived in the UK. My younger brother and I established a small export business, which we ran successfully until we set up General Traffic in 1983. General Traffic has recently celebrated its 30th anniversary and now consists of 18 branches, as well as a brand new distribution hub in Warrington, which should allow us to further extend and grow the business. As a result of my exile from the Seychelles, I was unable to complete my higher education. In 1999, after a lot of persuasion from my wife, I enrolled on the MBA course at the Manchester Business School. The course gave me the opportunity to apply theories to my existing practices and ways of working. There is no doubt that the MBA has contributed to the growth of General Traffic. The opportunity to work with first-class tutors and fellow colleagues who were drawn from various business sectors has been priceless. Democracy and liberty are two factors that have played a crucial role in where I am today. They have played a significant part in helping me shape my life, thereby enabling me to make a positive contribution to society and the world we live in. These two factors must be valued and safeguarded at all costs, for they also play a major role in enabling education to flourish. It is these two principles that have driven me in life, and as such, I am eternally grateful for opportunities I have been given to help a number of community projects aimed at improving the life chances of various underprivileged communities in the UK and overseas. More notably, my work with an education charity has helped to transform the lives of young people here and in the Indian subcontinent. I am also confident that these beneficiaries will go on to help those who are also vulnerable. I am sure that many of you will also go on to do a sterling work that will help transform lives, businesses, as well as communities. I do believe that education is the key that unlocks opportunities. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. How true his words are. My view, however, is that this can only be achieved in full if you have democracy and liberty, which fortunately for us, the UK offers both. I look forward to continuing my association with this great institution and play my part in raising its profile within the UK and abroad. Once again, thank you for bestowing upon me this award. I'm truly honored. I'm also grateful for your time today. Finally, I would like to thank my wife and family for their love and support, without which I would not be standing here before you today. Thank you.
A little unscripted, Peter Taylor, I have an award for you for the Outstanding Teacher Award for this year. Thank you very much for everything you've done.
Congratulations, Laura.
I should say that Peter teaches accounting, and students have told me over the years that he's the only accounting professor who really made it fun to learn accounting. So that says something about his teaching skill.
Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Sana Aftab. Shroya Agawal. Uzia Ali. Mohammed Aloui. Aman Ahmed Ashrafi. Varun Atri. Srinivasan Bashkaran. Jacques Boudakian. Miguel Angel Cale Torres. Jose Antonio Cano Chambonnet. Juan Alvaro Castillo Diaz. Chalol Chandra. Shemanti Chatterjee. Frederick Cheung. Anthony Andrew Clark Jones. Marco Antonio Damian Carbajan. Rohan Sujit Kamar Day. Debbie Gawan. Sulfika Ali Haider. Adrian Yu Chien Hua. Sonoko Igarashi. Aidan Johnston. Akshay Joshi. Akiko Kasugo. Rishab Kurana. Karan Krishnamurthy. Aditya Kumar. Nozomi Carino. Ivan Eduardo Mendoza Morinaga. Edith Mitchsnig. Juan Carlos Neto Mendez Borja. Maria del Pilar Ocampo Moreno. Hermes Eduardo Peraza Rodriguez. Carmen Elena Polo Yilaburo Cavero. Tana Sono Sahin. Vishal Satish Shah. Nidhi Shioran. Priyanka Nutan Shroff. Jai Kishan Somasekaran. Vasil Stamanov. Alexander Stupkinov. Manas Varun. Andre Vena. Varan Verdan. James Whitaker. And for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Anthony Adamoyuya Ade Dipi. Adedotan Bankole Adeyemi. Olubukola Adbidemi Akintad. Veronica Togunbo Akioya. Samira Alkena. Yan An. Oladiran Olubukola Amo. Ayman Mustafa El Sabai Asal. Aludari Emmanuel Atoki. Akintoye Oluyemi Babalola. Naresh Kumar Balakrishna. David Samuel Ross Barker. Sujita R. Banu. James Breeze. Marie-Pierre Bouron. Wei Chen. Manbiu Cheng. King Berry Cheung. Andrew Labata Chibai. Feroz Ahmed Chowdhury. Michael John Coker. Joseph Temian. Guofeng Duan. Chu E. Kun Eddy. Paul Robert Emmett. Olulwafo Lakemi Arika Farahunzi. Ayob Amideli Olanredwaju Fadero. Abdul Rahim Oladipo Farm. Tan Gat Ki. Tan Gwon Kim Alice. Lu Heidong. David Hancock. Wang Chi Hang. Mohammed Mahmood Hamida Gimea. Jun Jun Huang. Mohammed Hassan Mohammed Hiftika. Sabinus Bob Igwood. Jared Paul Island. Mark Richard Janosewski. Ojia Lin. Yuen Ka Chun Samuel. Lee Ka Kyung Allen. Siraj Katampalil Ishmael. Joel Mukyu Kavyu. Lam Kenny Kayi. Lee Albert Lee. Lan Fang Lee. Papa Makta Mabai. Feng Ming Tak. Mahmoud Kamal bin Mistar. Robert James Monroe. Hannah Nassif. Yasuhiro Nihara. Justice Anawoma Obeng. Ibrahim Olakunle Ojekunle. Victoria Chinye Onuhaha. Adesigun Arakayode Arafidya. Hao Pang. Huadarachi Sampath Bagya Gunarathni Pirera. Meenakshi Rajamani. Stephen Anthony Ramsey. Catherine Shao. Gary Frederick Scoble. Wang Sei. Tan Seng Yap. Lei Xiao Wei. Fei Sun. Yusuf Sommerst. Sarath Raj Tefetil Rajiv. Faith Emanuela Olamide Vincent Oji. Xiaoyun Lillian Xu. Chen Yan Chiong. Wong Yik Lin Lynette. Li Ying Heng. Dan Dan Zheng. Rong Xu. And for the Manchester Global MBA, Adebayo Akim Ganiu. Dilshad Hussain. Weni Weni Wa Kabota Chona. Srinath Mani. Carla Maroon. Saiful Mosley Mod Said. Janet Leslie Nickley. Ademi Oladapo Osuntogun. Harjeet Singh Sandhu. Ian Storer. Justin James Robert Stroud. And for the Manchester Global MBA Engineering, Saeed Bilal Gilani. And for the Manchester Global MBA Finance Accelerated, Vishal Sachdeva. Shu Shu. Tanyin Kate. And for the MBA Accelerated for Financial Specialists and Managers, Bintu Adamu. Gail Angru Ching. Donald S. Burns. Charlene Suan Charlery Payne. Alan Little. Kenneth Uchechi Obodo. Kazim Olu Rejawaju Olu Waraju. Adesola Madupi Towobola Satande Peters. And for the MBA Full for Financial Specialists and Managers, Toshu Khan Audrey. Nelly Ashineju Azubuki. Wei Man Cheung. Tama Muhammad El Ghahari. Richard Simon Hughes. Mohammed Amir Khan. Aileen Lamonta. David Lee Tien Su. Mohammed Sharif. Ong Hui Teng. Chioma Miriam Udofia. And for the MBA for Construction Executives, MBS Worldwide, Anthony Richard Harris. Oluchi Olayinka Oduku. And for the MBA for Engineering Business Managers, Michael Peter Kudzo Anato Dumelo. Farwa Baig. Chan Chui Yan Trina. Adrian William Grange. Lit Hock Ming Harry. Vinit Ganesh Karnolka. Satish KP Kumar. Anina Mendez. Boris Romero. James Rosthorn. Antti Jukka Petteri Silvanoinen. Simon George Turner. And for the MBA for KPMG, Matthew John Lutus. Amir Mansour. And for the part-time Exec MBA, Stephen Wilkinson. And for the postgraduate diploma in business administration, Gurpreet Gujral. Timo Palanius. Christopher John Pugh. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business, Finance and Economics with honours, Lin Ta Tuan. And for the degree of Masters in Business Administration, Engineering Management, Sandeep Jude Vincent. And for the degree of Bachelor of Economic Science with honours, Yvonne Chizoba Ikwele.
On behalf of the University of Manchester, I'd once again like to congratulate all of you who are graduating here today on your excellent achievements, and I wish you every success and happiness in your future lives and careers. I now declare this ceremony closed.